Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Sunday. Welcome back to candle review number 2 of the day. Oh geez. Okay, sorry. My assistant is climbing into my lap, so hold on one second here while he gets comfy. We have finally reached the end of the leftover candles that I needed to review from 2022, at least in terms of candles from Kringle. And this is from the same collection as the review that I posted earlier today, which, if you missed it, I reviewed the Sweet Winter Mint fragrance from the limited edition Mercury Glass collection that was available for pre-sale at the beginning of November. They also had a few of these candles left over after the pre-sale that they put on the Kringle website, and they sold out of the rest of them fairly quickly. So I think this collection was quite popular and did very well for them. So my hope is that it returns. I hope that some of the same fragrances return, at least the ones that I really loved. And I certainly hope at least that this particular style of jar, this mercury glass finish, returns, because I live for this. Like, I have loved anything mercury glass for years. Whenever I run across it in especially antique stores, it just draws me in. I think it's so beautiful. It's definitely, I would say, maybe like, looks like an older style of jar. I think that's why it appeals to me. Just looks a little worn, but beautiful, right? Anyway, this particular fragrance, I'm just gonna put out the disclaimer right away that I don't care for this scent. This is the fragrance Merry Christmas. And if you have been with my channel for any amount of time, you are going to go, oh yeah, that's why, here in just a second, as soon as I probably tell you the fragrance notes. But this has a very distinct, like, scent memory for me. And the memory itself is a fantastic memory. Like, I really, when I smell this, I do have fond things that come up in my brain. However, I just don't like this particular type of scent, like, in my house. So, scent is very subjective. And just because I dislike something doesn't mean that you will. So I will do my best to explain this fragrance and what it reminds me of, and hopefully that helps you whether you are interested in picking up this fragrance or not. Also, in full disclosure, this particular one was sent to me from Kringle. I pre-ordered, I think, 8 of these candles, with a number of them being multiples of the same one. Wishing for Christmas. But I did not purchase this one because immediately when looking at the scent notes, I was like, yeah, I don't think so. But Kringle sent it as PR. I don't get a ton of PR from Kringle. It's not like, you know, it's something that arrives at my doorstep every week or even every month. Just occasionally the ambassadors will get sent a few things here and there. And what I appreciate about that is it usually ends up being fragrances that I myself would not purchase. So it gives me an opportunity to review some scents that are different from what is normally in my wheelhouse. I think it challenges me and I like it. Also, I'm still putting these reviews up, even though these are holiday scents. I'm putting them up here in January because a lot of you requested that you still wanted to see the reviews. So let's get into it. The fragrance notes for Merry Christmas are cinnamon, spice, cinnamon bark, bay leaves, sweet, and woody. All right, so what does this smell like to my nose? Let me paint you a picture because this is exactly what it smells like. Just imagine you are walking into a Michael's craft store, and as soon as you walk in, you are greeted by that huge cardboard box that is stuffed full of the netted bags of the cinnamon pine cones. That's what this candle smells like. With the addition of a touch of bay leaf. I'm telling you, like, if you can just picture that in your mind or picture it in your nose, if you will, that is exactly what this candle smells like to me. Now, back in the day, my mom and I used to love going to Michael's, especially when I was in high school because I was a big fat dork. I just like, I don't know. I didn't really like, I didn't get into a lot of shenanigans in high school. I prefer to do craft projects with my mom. So on the weekends when my friends would go out partying, I would go visit Michael's with my mom and we would pick out craft projects to do together. Like for several years in a row, we picked out these little like villages that you could purchase, but like they weren't painted. So it was like paint your own Christmas village. So my mom and I literally painted like this huge village over the course of like a couple years. And we had like, I think 40 houses in this village. Like we just kept going back to Michael's like every time we finished one, and we would buy like 2 or 3 more and paint them, and then, you know, go back and buy like 4 or 5 more and continue painting. And that was fun. But a lot of the times that we went was around the holidays when, you know, we were making craft projects to give as gifts or things like that. So that scent of those bags of cinnamon pine cones is just seared into my mind, like along with that memory of going to the craft store with my mom. And it's a fond memory, and you know, the scent does kind of make me happy. But it just is a very like red hot cinnamon smell. And at this point in my life, I can't really enjoy that fragrance for some reason. My nose won't let me. It's too sharp, too aggressive, I think, for my tastes. Don't get me wrong, I love cinnamon, like the spice itself, but it needs to be a more like bakery gourmand, softer, more Ceylon cinnamon type note. I don't want a candle to smell like the, what are they called? The Mike and Ike Red Hots, like, or the Big Red Gum. I just don't like that spicy cinnamon note. And that is what's in here. It's a lot of cinnamon. It's mostly cinnamon. I don't really pick up a whole lot of other spices. Maybe I get a touch of clove. But I definitely do pick up that bay leaf note in here. But it's just, I don't know. That's what it smells like. So if you can imagine that at all, and that appeals to you, if this fragrance ever comes back, I highly recommend getting it. I think you're gonna love it. Also, because it is that red hot cinnamon, I feel like it has much more like oomph to it in terms of strength and throw. That red hot cinnamon, for whatever reason, just, maybe it's because I'm kind of sensitive to it, but like when I was burning this, it was the only thing that I smelled in the house. Even when I had some other candles going at the same time, this one definitely wanted to dominate. So the strength and throw of this, and by the way, the overall burn quality, fantastic. Nothing wrong with the burn. Didn't soot, didn't discolor, none of that. And here, hold on, I have to get the pug off my lap. He's so mad at me right now. I just want to show you guys that I did actually burn this several times, as you can see. There's a little bit of wax residue here, but that's fine. Didn't need to really trim the wicks. Wax isn't discolored. Jar isn't discolored. Like, it burned great. I'm not burning it right now because I just don't want to smell it anymore. I just don't care for the scent. So I'm going to go ahead and put this into my friend gifting pile. When I have people come over to the house, I usually have a pile of candles out that like I'm no longer interested in burning, or I purchased and I don't really like the scent and it's not easy to return, or I just don't feel like returning it. And so I pass those candles along to my friends and they are always grateful. Even if the candles are partially burned, most people don't care. It's a free candle. You're gonna complain about a free candle? Then you can't be my friend. And you would not be invited to my house anyway. So the people that come over usually appreciate being able to pick through kind of like the stash of things that I didn't really personally care for. And this is going in that pile. I do think that actually my mom is really gonna like this one, so I may bring this one up to her house to be able to finish up and enjoy. My mom's not a seasonal burner. She burns whatever floats her boat year round. So, and I think this is one that is probably gonna appeal to her. That being said, the burn quality here is great. The fragrance itself, I think, is great if you like a red hot or more spicy cinnamon scent. But if you're looking for like a soft, pretty, more bakery cinnamon, this isn't going to be it. So anyway, if this one does come back, there's my review. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Let me know if you pick this one up and what your thoughts are after burning it. Is it a powerhouse in your house as well? I just think with this particular type of scent, it's either a case of my nose just being like a bloodhound for anything red hot cinnamon, or this was just much stronger than my usual Kringle candles. If I were to put a number on the strength and throw, I'm gonna put it both at about a 7, which is definitely stronger than I would say the vast majority of the 2 Wick soy candles. Most of those are kind of in a medium range of somewhere between like 5.5 and 6.5 in terms of strength and throw, but this one is definitely even a step up from that. So yeah, I don't know. There you have. Let me know your thoughts. It's really hard to review candles where you don't necessarily care for the scent. I try to do it as much as I can, only because I think it's important to branch out and try new things. Because honestly, doing that has caused me to discover that like I do actually like florals. There are a lot of like green or spa type scents that I like, or even, you know, aquatic or marine type fragrances. I enjoy those now as well. And in the past, I would have never dreamed to do anything but bakery, but trying new things has forced me out of my comfort zone, and I am now enjoying things that I thought I never would. However, Merry Christmas is not in that category, at least yet. All right, you guys, thanks so much for taking the time to watch. Thanks for your patience while I got these videos out here at the beginning of December. There's a couple of Homeworx reviews that are left over from last year, so look for those coming up in the next week or so. And check out the description box. I'll put a link to Kringle Candle down there. And I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.